Filing for individual bankruptcy can be a daunting process, but understanding what is covered and what is not can help you navigate it more effectively. Here's a breakdown of the key aspects to consider. What is covered in bankruptcy? First, let's talk about exempt property. Certain assets are protected under bankruptcy laws, meaning you can keep them. These typically include homestead exemption, a portion of the equity in your home. Homes are exempt from bankruptcy in the United States to a certain degree through the homestead exemption. This exemption protects the equity in your primary residence. However, the amount that can be exempted varies by state. In most provinces in Canada, your home is one of the assets subject to liquidation in a bankruptcy. However, certain provinces exempt some or all of the equity value of a principal residence. If your home is mortgaged, only the equity portion is usually subject to seizure through the bankruptcy process. Personal property. Items like clothing, household goods, and a vehicle up to a certain value if it's fully owned are exempt. Most of us tend to think when you go bankrupt, you lose everything. The reality is often a little different in Canada. It begins with what are and aren't secured debts. If you pledge something as security for a loan, the asset that provides collateral for the loan is exempt from bankruptcy. If you have a vehicle loan and your car or truck is collateral for the loan when you file for bankruptcy, the loan and the vehicle are both exempt from the bankruptcy process. Vehicles may be exempt from bankruptcy in the United States if their equity is below the exemption amount. The exemption amount depends on the state and the type of bankruptcy being applied for. Retirement accounts. Most retirement accounts, such as 401k, IRAs, RRSPs, and RIFs, are protected both in the US and Canada. Public benefits, Social Security, unemployment compensation, GST credit payments, and other public benefits are usually exempt under the Bankruptcy Act as well. Next, we have dischargeable debts. These are debts that can be eliminated through the bankruptcy process. Here's a list of a few that are eliminated. Credit card debt. Most unsecured credit card debts are forgiven. Medical bills, unpaid medical expenses. Personal loans, unsecured personal loans, so any loans not backed by collateral. Utility bills, past due, are forgiven. What is not covered in bankruptcy? First, let's look at non-exempt property. Some assets may not be protected and could be sold to pay off creditors. These can include and are not limited to luxury items, expensive jewelry, second homes, or high-value collectibles, non-essential vehicles, additional cars or recreational vehicles. Then we have non-dischargeable debts. Certain debts cannot be eliminated through bankruptcy, such as student loans. Generally, student loans are not dischargeable unless you can prove undue hardship. Child support and alimony. Obligations for child support and alimony must still be paid. Taxes. Recent tax debts and certain other tax obligations usually aren't exempt. Court fines and penalties. Fines or penalties imposed by a court are generally not exempt under bankruptcy as well. The process of filing for bankruptcy can seem daunting, but below is a general guideline to help you understand the steps involved in filing for individual bankruptcy. First, credit counseling. Before filing, you must complete a credit counseling course from an approved agency. Next, filing the petition. You'll need to submit a bankruptcy petition along with detailed information about your finances, debts, and assets. Then, the automatic stay. Once you file, an automatic stay goes into effect, stopping most collection agency actions against you and your assets. After that, the meeting of creditors. You'll attend a meeting where creditors can ask questions about your financial situation. Finally, discharge. If the court approves your bankruptcy claim, you'll receive a notice of the dischargeable debts in your claim. Filing for individual bankruptcy can provide a fresh start by eliminating many debts, but it's important to understand what is and isn't covered before going through the process. Consulting with a bankruptcy expert for your location of residence can help you navigate the complexities and ensure you make informed decisions before going ahead with the claim.